Hello and welcome to my weekly video vlog, and today I'm going to talk about 7 ways to fight morning fatigue in the perimenopause and menopause. One thing before I go into this topic, did you know that 89% of women who've tried a Vogel 7-day menopause support sample said they would use it again? Request your sample today to see how it can help you. Details on how to do this are in the video description. Now, let's get back to the topic. Do you find that you wake up, you feel really sluggish, you're tired, you don't want to get up, it takes you ages to come round, or that horrible alarm wakes you up from a deep, deep sleep? So we know that fatigue is so common in the perimenopause and menopause. So today I'm going to give you simple strategies on how to try and avoid this and to make you feel less tired and a bit more energetic first thing. Now, we have an online checker, and on our online menopause symptom checker, we had over 55,000 replies, and believe it or not, fatigue came in at number 1. And believe it or not, sleep came in at number 2. So we realized that there is a huge link between poor sleep and fatigue during the day. So we're going to look at ways that we can fight this. So number 1 is you're just not getting enough sleep, or it's very poor quality sleep. You might find that it takes you ages to get to sleep, and then when you're asleep, you wake up every now and again, and then you're tossing and turning and you can't get back to sleep. And what usually happens then is about an hour before you're due to get up, you end up falling fast asleep. And of course, that's when it can be really, really difficult to get up in the morning. So this particular scenario, we're just looking at good sleep hygiene and a routine. And it's amazing how many of us, and I'm guilty as well, it's coming up to bedtime and suddenly, I better check my phone, or I better check my emails, or I just want to look something up before I go to bed, or I want to order something online. So we're getting that blue light shining in our eyes, revving up our brain just before we go to bed. So it's really important that we keep all of these bits of equipment away, excuse me, for at least an hour. It's about having a comfortable environment. Is your bedroom free of clutter, or do you have to fight your way to the bed? And they've actually discovered that certain colours in your bedroom can really interfere with sleep as well. So if you've got really kind of bright colours, and I think red is one of the colours that actually makes it more difficult for you to fall asleep. So these are things that you can certainly look at. Obviously, relaxation before you go to bed, or that deep breathing just when you get into bed. If you're looking to improve the quality of sleep, you could check out our new Sleep Well product, which is granules that you just pop into your mouth about half an hour or so before going to bed. Number 2 is tackling night sweats. So I know for a lot of you, it's the night sweats that wake you up. And of course, if you have to get up, very often you then need the toilet. You might have to change your clothes, change your bedding, and then you're having to try and fall asleep all over again. So if it's things like night sweats or flushes that are interfering with your sleep, remember we have our registered product, Menopause Sage tablets, for that. Number 3 is hydration. So many people forget or don't realize that dehydration will interfere with your sleep, and can also be one of the things that triggers you waking up. If you're really dehydrated, your body goes into a sort of state of panic. It can wake you up, but because you're in a panicky state, you don't realize that you're thirsty, and then you just try and fall asleep again. So really important, make sure you're drinking plenty of plain water during the day. And one of the things I find works so well is just to have a shot glass of warm water just before you jump into bed. I find for me that makes a huge difference. It also means you're going to be slightly less dehydrated first thing in the morning. Because again, if you're dehydrated when you get up, then that's going to trigger things like joint aches and pains, muscle aches and pains. You're going to get the fatigue just from the dehydration, never mind the poor sleep. So it's really important with the water. Also have a big glass of water just by your bed, so that the minute you sit up, you're drinking that first glass of water and your body will thank you enormously for that. And again, I find for me, that sets me up for the day. I really couldn't imagine missing that first glass of water, because I think I would just end up being in a terrible state. So number 4 is to keep your blood sugars level. And again, if you think about it, if you have your evening meal maybe 6, 7 o'clock at night and you don't have anything else, you're then going for an awful long period of time without anything to eat. Your blood sugars can dip during the night. Again, that can wake you up. That can be enough to give you night sweats. The low blood sugars can give you the palpitations, the agitation, the anxiety. So it's important to have a snack before bed, maybe an hour or 2 before bed. Nothing big. You don't want heavy meals in the evening, but a light snack can make a huge difference. For me, I find things, if you've got a sweet tooth, just a couple of medjool dates. It needs to be the medjool dates, not the smaller variety. No more than 2, because they are quite high in sugar, but a couple of dates will help to keep your blood sugar that little bit more stable. My other favourite is full-fat Greek yogurt, just a small amount, and a teaspoon of organic cocoa powder. Just mix it together and you've got a lovely creamy chocolatey mousse. But you could have things like oat cakes and some nut butter, maybe almond butter or cashew butter on the top. So these kind of healthy snacks, and for those of you that are watching your weight, most of these snacks, as long as you don't overdo it, they're only about 100 calories, so they're not going to contribute to your calorie overload, but they're going to help to keep your blood sugar stable during the night. And don't skip breakfast, because if you get up, if you've not had a lot to eat for hours and hours and hours, and then you're trying to work and do things without eating, it's no surprise that you're going to be totally tired. So don't skip breakfast, really important. For those of you that are like, oh, I don't like to eat at breakfast, plant-based protein powder shake can be really helpful. It's going to give you a little bit of everything to keep you going until you're ready to have something to eat. Number 5, limit caffeine. Again, we know that caffeine can rev up your nervous system. And if you're having poor sleep, then that afternoon cup of coffee or your evening cup of coffee or even tea sometimes can be part of the problem. So remember that, I wouldn't have coffee after 12 o'clock midday, because for some people that cup of coffee is going to be revving up your system for at least 8 hours down the line. And don't have coffee first thing in the morning. When you get up, have the water, have your coffee after your breakfast, again, so that caffeine is not revving up your nervous system. Because we think, oh, we're tired, let's have a cup of coffee. It will energize us. It will give you a brief energy hit, but your blood sugar or your nervous system will crash pretty soon after. You then have to have another cup of coffee to rev yourself up again. So not having coffee is going to break that cycle of needing energy hits throughout the morning. Then again, number 6, look at exercising in the morning. Now, I know if you're really fatigued, it's going to be very difficult to get the motivation. But even a little bit of exercise now, it might just be doing 5 minutes of stretches, just to get your body that little bit looser. But exercise first thing in the morning, it's going to oxygenate our blood, it's going to stretch our muscles, it's going to loosen our joints, and that little bit of oxygenation is going to help our energy levels and our brain function too. So again, if you're really, really tired, just a little bit of stretching. I mean, sometimes for me, I get up and I think, oh, I can't be bothered. I'll do 15 minutes of gentle yoga, and that makes all the difference for me. And I know I can't really make any excuses not to do it. Number 7, this is about routine. We have something called our circadian rhythm. So it's the way our body reacts to the light and the dark and different times of the day. So if you try and get up at the same time every day, then you're getting your body into that little bit better of a routine. And it's the same at night as well. So try and go to bed at the same time at night. If you're really struggling, keep the same time at the weekends as well until your body gets back into that proper rhythm. We also have 2 excellent remedies that help to support fatigue. We've got our balanced mineral drink. We've also got our super menopause support. Both of these contain magnesium, and magnesium is known to help with fatigue. It's known to help give you energy, and it's known to help your nervous system. So I hope you found this one helpful. Again, let me know your stories. Did you find that you used to get really, really tired? Did you find that doing something or cutting something out made all the difference for you? So remember, share your stories. I love to read them. One extra thing before you go. Another way to support yourself at this time is to take a perimenopause and menopause supplement such as Vogel's Menopause Support. If you haven't tried Menopause Support, why not request a free sample today to see how it can help you? It contains soya isoflavones, which are a source of phytoestrogens, as well as the essential mineral magnesium, which can help to support you in a number of ways, including helping to reduce fatigue, the most common symptom of perimenopause and menopause, according to Vogel's online checker. Check the video descriptions for details on how to request a sample today. Take care and thanks for watching.